Gun?
Sorry, could you do that one more time?
Eh?
One more time. Could you explain that one more time?
Nope.
Oh.
Oh, wait, sorry. Sorry. No.
But yes, we are now recording.
Fuck, shit, damn, hell, ass, cunt, potato.
Okay.
Well, you can't say potato, Phil.
God damn it.
Yep.
All right. So, do we need a recap from when last we left off on a trivia ago?
We were just talking about the what the hell was his name? Kias? Caius?
Caius.
That one. And yeah, he did the worms. He wanted to bring up an age of worms. Would accomplish through the means of the worms to spread his curse, contaminate the entire world, remake it in Orcus's image. Was betrayed by another necromancer, was sealed in a stone tablet, and he created other monstrosities.
He's not stoned.
Indeed.
But yeah, so it was a lot about that, and then I told him to look into Charybdis as well.
All right. So, yeah, he kind of finishes off reading about Caius and immediately pulls out his little pad of paper, as you've seen him do many times now. Down, just poofs. And in the meantime, he just says, "How did you get wrapped up in all of this?"
What was that?
The librarian just kind of turns as you're all waiting for the book that he has just sort of requested,
Oh yeah.
and says, "How did you get wrapped up in all of this?"
It all started in Perrin. And I give him like an abridged version of kind of, we met, had to deal with these cultists of Charybdis, and ended up de-summoning
Defend
Charybdis.
ourselves against angry bargoers. Bastards are vicious.
The
I mean, we are kind of a big deal.
all right. And so, as you're kind of retelling the story of travel so far, there's a quiet knock on the door. Your elven librarian companion walks over and opens it enough to hold a conversation and see someone hand a book into him. And he brings that over, adds it to the pile of books. You're nearing a dozen books just kind of sprawled out on this table, along with massive stone tablet. And yeah, he starts kind of pouring through dusty looking book, and doesn't really seem to find a whole lot on Charybdis. More just kind of a footnote in the history of the coastal towns in
In what? You cut out there.
in Akarant, the kingdom you're currently in.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so really, there's nothing about Charybdis that you hadn't already heard the clergy in Perrin when you talked to them. Doesn't really seem like it was all that large of a all that significant of an event. More like something just tried to seize power and was merrily put down. And then, as you saw, someone attempted to resummon the creature, and you seemingly put an end to that.
We are kind of a big deal.
I mean, not bad for a first adventure.
And actually, that was where we picked up this dagger. And I pull out the ornate dagger, which is one that I believe might be linked to Kaya. What the fuck was his name again?
Caius?
Caius? Okay. But yeah, which might be linked to Caius.
All right, and he, your librarian friend here, just kind of look. Can't really glean anything beyond what you, all that gifted in the arcane. Much as just knowledgeable about the various morbid and macabre stories of necromancy and similar pursuits around the continent.
Just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna pull out my sketch of the weapon. And show it to this person with us.
Okay.
Like some of my notes and say, yeah, I actually had a chance to look at some new weapon.
All right, and so you kind of show him the notes that you've got on the what's essentially a pistol.
Yep.
And references. Strange. Oh, is this what the what's his name? That ne'er-do-well who's going around killing people just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I think there was more to it than that, but yes, I was able to get a hold of some or not a hold of, but I actually created their drawings for them, and was able to get a hold of some myself. But
See, this is interesting. Really, my area of expertise, but certainly seems like some cutting-edge technology.
yes, definitely. I just figured since you've helped us out a lot, I figured I might, treat you to a little new age weaponry.
Well, thank you. I certainly appreciate any knowledge that I can acquire.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. So as he kind of continues over the stuff and eventually hands it back over to you. What's the plan?
What was that?
As he kind of finishes looking at your note, eventually hands them back to you. What's the plan?
Orcus and Charybdis weren't tied in any way, shape, or form that we found out, correct?
No, you did not see anything about any sort of connection between those two.
Okay. And also no connection between Yormorn, Caius, or Charybdis, correct?
I mean, other than the fact that they all sort of did what they're most notable several years ago, nothing that really seemed to visibly connect them. No.
Okay. Well, I'm happy knowing what that is. Now we just have to figure out what to do with it. And I'll point towards the tablet, which I don't think you ever put away, did you?
You cut out a little bit. What was that?
Oh, I don't think Trogdor ever put the tablet away. Did you?
Yeah, nobody ever said he did, so.
Okay, so I'll point towards the tablet and say, yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out about this. And so, if you had to store a relic such as this, where would you think to store it? And I'm looking at the librarian dude.
Um, pretty much right away. Well, the foremost authority on such things, likely the church here in town. I am not thoroughly affiliated with them myself. They tend to frown on some of the more interesting sides of life. But I'm sure that they would have means to store and protect, heal, whatever you may need for such things.
Okay. I look over at Bungdo. What is Bungdo doing?
I'm done translating or making notes, right?
You were done translating.
Yeah.
I think you were.
Yeah, the
making
translating I
notes.
was done with, and then I had started writing notes.
Mhm.
So at this point, we're still in the room.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna keep translating until we're done. When we're done, let me know.
Okay. Alright. The next thing I want to look into is how to enchant. Like, just how to enchant armor.
Well, I mean, you have to take it out for dinner first, and then it'd be enchanted with you.
Thank you.
That's how you make an enchanting evening.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyway, yes, and enchanting for dummies if possible.
All right. Well, he says, I could certainly find you a few volumes, but it's probably best to learn from someone who knows what they're doing. It's one thing to read about these things, another to have hands-on experience, truly learn how to go about doing it.
Fair enough.
But would you like me to pull one of those books for you?
Nah, I'll talk to somebody who's an enchanter.
All right.
By the way, where can I get a little notepad like what you got there?
Well, unfortunately, these are used here at the Atheneum, but well, there are certainly well means of enchanting. Now that you bring it up, that would probably allow you to do the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. You said you're not too much of a magic user yourself, correct?
Not really, no.
But you're still able to use those. So technically,
Yes.
those papers are enchanted, and you just operate them.
In simple terms, yes.
Ah. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate it. I think I'm good on everything. Trogdor, are you good?
Wait, did we get that book? Is it in Draconic?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, you brought it up. I don't know if you ever actually asked, but sure. Yeah. So he sends for closest thing they have to a copy of that book. And mean, it's not like every single book is translated into every language, but they do have a few books, given that the subject itself is. There are a number of books that kind of cover the, and yeah, kind of pouring through. It's certainly a different perspective, but it relays the same general information. The race of Dragonborn, well, served for a long time in captivity under the chromatic dragons in a different plane before um, a number of followers of able to sort of rise up and secure means of escaping that plane and making their way to Astia, where they then established the colony of from which Trogdor hails.
Hmm.
And there are, of course, references as well to Jormorn and his attempted betrayal. And while it's not explicitly stated who was sent after him, or what ultimately became of him, there's certainly an indication that he wasn't successful in his, or at least as successful as he'd like to be.
There's nothing different in writing from the book.
Not really. I mean, like I said, it's framed a bit differently. It's like the same story being told from a different perspective. There are some cultural things maybe are a little different, but overall, the meat and potatoes of the story are essentially.
Alright. I was hoping there'd be like a translation or
And then I believe I also asked who the necromancer was that betrayed Caius.
Yes, you did.
Did I ever get an answer?
Um, so um, your librarian friend is still kind of pouring through the tome on necromancy and kind of looking at all the cross-reference footnotes that might relate to Caius in any way, given that certainly a sizable discovery, certainly one that's kind of right up his alley. And as you kind of turn your attention back to him and ask if there's any way of determining this person's identity, because I think I may have some. One moment, kind of flips to a different section. That and flips to a different section from there. He's following cross-reference, and eventually he seems to find what he's. And he looks up and says, "It was one of his most trusted by the name of Tristana."
Tristana?
Uh,
oh, it's almost like the one in League of Legends.
Ah. And she was the most trusted?
one of them.
Okay. And she was like a lieutenant or something, or general, or
Yeah, lieutenant in the sense of, like one of the direct underlings, kind of one of the more powerful members of his followers.
all right. What does it say about her? Like, how did it say how she did it?
As he keeps reading, um, he can't really find a whole lot in the way of detail, other than say that she uh, colluded with a resistance force that had managed to survive the initial outbreak, and ultimately this powerful of mages and warriors were able to, through a lot of misdirection and sort of sabotage, eventually make their way to the keep that Caius had occupied and seal him away, and being unable to actually fully destroy him.
Hmm. Um, it didn't mention a dagger or anything, right?
No, there was no mention of a dagger.
Okay. Well, I guess that's about all the digging I can do on this for now.
Should we do any digging on my main?
I think that would have been mentioned, I guess, within the story of the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, what Trogdor already knows is that this is the Mace of Coriel, a
Yeah.
paladin of Bahamut.
Mace of Coriander.
Totally. Um, even the name of the Dragonborn sent to defeat Yor is actually not in the books that can be found here at the Atheneum. It seems that at least a significant portion of a little tightly guarded by the church, and the exact details may not have been made public. Historical scholars and such outside the immediate organization of the Church of Bahamut.
You're cutting out.
A little bit, yeah.
Second.
Do you have your mic on?
Here's the exact same thing I have.
Well,
Hold
I'm
on.
just wondering if his thing is too low. His sensitivity.
No, my headset was dying, and I just describing shit. Yeah. So anyway, let's see. Last thing I said.
People outside the whatever.
Yeah,
kind of-
people outside the Church of Bahamut really told everything per se.
Okay.
So, like, details of Oriel weapon and such are not included in the generally accessible
I think we
documents.
should trip the Yord Hall.
Yeah, I was gonna say a trip to your hall might be in order. That's where Bahamut, like the biggest temple of Bahamut is, right?
I would think.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially the hub of Bahamut worship in the known civilized areas of Astion. Yes.
Okay. I mean, unless something else comes up, we're
Something else.
we're pretty close to the sea. Like we're actually on the sea, aren't we? Like the city is
Yes.
on the sea.
Port City.
Yeah,
So,
you're
we
essentially
could
at the southern tip of the continent.
We can literally take a boat to Yordhall, like, real quick. I think, right?
God damn it! I haven't heard back from the Tuskwoods yet.
No, I'm not. We don't have to leave yet.
And then I slam the book shut and slide it down where all the others are in the mage hand is writing.
Okay.
Tablet back in the bag of holding.
All right.
I help him stack the books up, just kind of neatly, with mage hand.
All right. Yeah, and you're just like, oh, no need to worry about that. I'll take them each separately,
Oh, okay.
deposit them back on the shelves. So
Okay.
I can attend to that.
And I never got to your name.
Indeed, you didn't. He kind of wipes his hand, that's now all covered in dust and just kind of that musty feeling sifting through all. And says, yes, my name is Thokas.
Thokas?
Fuck ass.
Yep. Essentially, it's Thomas, but instead of an M, there's a K.
Okay. Alright. Well, I am Togar Hammerstriker.
Pleasure to meet you.
You as well. It seems there's a whole wealth of knowledge, and it also seems that most of what we've been encountering you tend to know about, so I would definitely say expect to see us back here at some point.
Well, if you keep bringing such interesting questions, I will certainly look.
And study up on a little bit more broader stuff, too. Because you never know what kind of crazy stuff we can come in with.
And remember to look into that council person.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. And for now, if you need us, just send word to the Double Moon if you find anything out about the council or whatnot, or if you find any more information.
You're fading in and out.
Oh, sorry. I said
Send word to the Double Moon if you find out anything about.
about the like if you get any more information about either like Orcus or really anything that we've discussed, or the worm thing with
Corinne.
Caius. Yeah.
No, I was thinking of Corinne, the worm.
So. Or Yormorn or anything like that, if he can find any other, documents, anything like that, to send word to us, and we'll come check it out.
All right. Well, I'll certainly see what I can do for you.
Okay, I appreciate it. And I guess we will take our leave.
Of course. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, you too. And I will exit.
All right.
I think I should ask him for potential history of Aaron. Trying to figure out more about Blackwell.
We don't
Blackwell. Blackwell seems shady. Seems right up his alley.
know. If you want to stop and ask, we can.
Maybe later. We got enough on our plate.
Okay.
Looks out of my hand.
Does Maya have anything she wants to know?
You notice Maya has actually just been kind of looking out the window of the study room, just kind of taking in the massive library that's out there. I mean, she's been listening, sure, but in typical Maya fashion, she's just kind of blown away by the massive achievements of the big city, so to speak.
With people kind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, Maya.
And she kind of looks over and says, yes?
Did you have anything you wanted to find out about or look up on before we get ready to leave?
I think I'm okay for now. Now that I know where this place is, if I do need to find anything out, I can certainly come back.
Okay. We'll probably come back at some point too. So, we're getting ready to leave though, Maya. So I might wanna.
All right. Yeah, she's pretty aware of what's going on.
Oh.
She did in fact have to open up the bag of tablet back in and all that stuff. So
Indeed.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you leave the Holy Atheneum and
Well.
What?
What do we want to do? Because at this point we spent like 3 hours or so, or more even, in the library.
yeah, I mean there's a lot of reading up to do. Granted, you did have someone who had a pretty good idea what they were talking about, at least in terms of all the creepy crawly necromancy stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, still between between checking in on Rubium and then coming back over this way, yeah, it's probably like mid-afternoon at this point.
Is there a swimming pool?
Well, there are a number of like fountains kind of about town, especially in the sort of beltway that makes its way around the central building in the Strasse. And you do see a few kids here and there kind of playing around in the water, so it doesn't seem as though they're off limits or anything.
I will, as we're walking by, I would like to attempt to just kind of... Is it like a walled fountain, or is it like you could just walk pretty much right through it? Like,
I would say it's probably walled. It's walled and it has like, I don't know, it's maybe 2 feet tall. I mean, easy enough for even a kid to kind of just hop the wall and water. It's almost more like a stair step kind of thing.
oh, okay.
So like there's a round fountain with a single stream of water kind of shooting up from the middle, and it's kind of like one big stair step to get up to the lip of the fountain, which then has 2 smaller steps that kind of lead down into the water a little bit.
Oh, okay. I nudge Bungdo and say, "Hey, Bungdo, what's that thing you needed water for?" The jug.
What do you mean? Like, what like the spell?
Yeah, what spell was
Oh,
it?
ice knife.
Oh, I was gonna say you should. Do you have some kind of water spell to?
So, Eric,
Yes.
physics-wise, if I were to hold produce flame in my hand and hold it underwater, would the flame go out, or since it's like a magical flame, would it like still be conjured and just like sizzling the water?
Probably the second one.
Oh my god! So I walk up to the fountain,
Yep.
Away from where the children are, and then,
I walk over there with him.
and then I just produce flame under the water.
Okay. And so as you do that, you just hear this loud, hissing, bubbling sound as just these torrents of steam begin to rise up from the fountain.
Oh, that's awesome.
The water starts boiling.
Making a pool. When we have enough money and make a business and have a building set up here, we're gonna have a fucking palace with a pool, and I'm gonna hire like 5 or 6 people to just produce flame underwater,
All day.
and we're gonna have a hot tub.
Yep. Or like we could just have a little pool of water, and you could just produce flame and just heat it.
Fine, wine in one hand, heated pool in the other. The world on my shoulders.
Well, while he's fucking around, I would like to attempt to kind of like tackle Bungdo, and essentially I want to go in with him in the water.
Okay. That's going to be competing athletics checks between the two of you.
Okay.
All right, so yeah,
yeah.
Togar like spear tackles Bungdo into the fountain.
How deep is said fountain?
The water is probably like 1.5 feet, 2 feet deep. Nothing crazy.
A gnome and a dwarf taking a sauna bubble bath.
I was thinking about cannonballing, but no.
Yeah, you don't want to do
You
that.
really break the cement.
For you, it's like a wading pool. If anything.
Like knee deep.
Yeah. It's like this pregnancy wading pools or whatever they have. But yeah. So, yeah, I just tackle. I just wanted to... he looked like he could use a little bit of cooling off, and I also wanted to jump in the water.
All right, so yeah, a waterlogged Bungdo and Togar from the shallow water.
I just kind of shake like a dog and try to shake all the water off of me and try to get as many people around me wet as I can.
All right.
And I say, "Oh, sorry, Bungdo, I must have tripped." I'm kidding.
Oh, that's fine. I just need to look at Bungdo's abilities.
Could get interesting.
Indeed.
Spells to the right. There you go. You have Shillelagh.
I don't have anything, actually, what is this?
Ice knife and freeze the water around.
I'm actually trying to peek to see.
Nah, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm soaked.
I mean, you could always produce flame and kind of warm yourself, you know. But we're in the freaking desert. It's hot as fuck. Just jumped in to cool off. I'm just happy as can be. I'm feeling pretty good.
Felt normal in the first place.
I know, but dwarves like water just as much as anybody else.
Water and rock, they don't like heights.
Yeah. Yep.
Unless it's underground heights.
Yeah, then it's okay. So, yep. I guess, do we want to head... Do we want to head to the casino?
To where?
Casino? Or whatever it is?
Boy. Talking dirty.
I look at Maya. I have a feeling she'd object.
Well, having heard all that transpired in the study room, she kind of gives you this stern look and says, "Don't you think we have more serious things to attend to right now?"
Like what?
I mean, we have to find a boat to go to the...
York Hall?
Yeah.
We could do that, but I thought you were waiting for somebody.
I mean, it doesn't mean we can't find a boat.
Well, a boat's a matter of going down to the docks and saying, "Hey, let's go get one."
Well, yeah, but they're not leaving immediately.
I know that.
So, talk to them, see when they want to leave. And then we'll be good to go.
Okay.
You can ask around and see if there's been any troll sightings. Maybe go on some of those.
There you go.
No way.
We could do a fishing trip.
Oh boy, Bungo would love that. You know what? Where do we want to go to the wharf? I mean, I'm fine with going anywhere.
This is us completely having a conversation in character.
Yeah, and as you're doing that, a sort of like probably mid-20s human male comes kind of running by and just kind of clumsily bumps into Bungdo and says, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Excuse me," and just runs off.
Can I insight
It's
check
all
him?
right.
I want to make a perception check.
Bastard.
Yeah, I want to see if I notice if he stole anything.
Okay.
I don't think
Um,
he stole anything.
All right. So anybody who wants to make a check, go ahead.
What
I'm
is
gonna
it,
make a
perception?
check too. Because, I mean, might as
Ah.
well.
Rolled my passive.
Is it perception?
If you're trying to see if he did anything, then
Okay.
okay. So, given the circumstance, Bungdo, your roll does not matter. You know that something was placed in your hand.
I fucking knew it. You guys thought something got stolen.
Togar sees this. Trogdor does not.
Oh,
Well,
I look at Bungdo and in Gnomish I say, "What's that?"
I tuck it in my pocket nonchalantly, and I switch stabs, or switch hands with my staff. Say, what? What was what?
In Gnomish I say, "What did he just give you?" I saw everything.
Well, indeed. Well, I haven't looked at it yet. Give me a bloody moment. Well, I suppose, what does it say?
All right. It's just it's this clumsily torn off piece of paper that just says, "Double moon, 9:30 p.m." And then there's just a dash and a capital T at the end of it.
It simply means, it's just a note. It simply means we're not leaving tonight.
Okay. Well, if you want help with anything, feel free to let me know. I'm not planning on doing much tonight.
Very well.
Plus, as you can see, I've gotten a little sneakier. And I just kind of waggle my fingers at him.
Bungo sees him waggling his fingers and then just like jumps back like half a step, and his eyes go really wide for a second. Like, huh? Thinking there was like some wambly magic going on.
So, and what's funny is literally all you see, Trogdor, is just and then me waggling my fingers at him.
And then I jump back.
Yeah.
strange motherfuckers.
Sorry, we're just discussing a couple things.
Your what? Is there
What?
cut out?
Yeah, you
Oh.
just went fucking silent.
Taylor's dad
Oh.
came in to do laundry.
Yeah. Yeah, he was trying to get close. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. But I said, shit, what did I say? I said, we were just talking about, a couple things that he read. That was all.
Who was with me when I went to see the Tuskwoods? Was it Trogdor?
Where did we see him at?
I know it wasn't.
No, I think you
Acta.
went alone.
No, I was with someone.
Maybe Acta?
No, it wasn't Octa.
Oh.
Where was it at?
It was.
That was when we first got into Strassa.
No, you're right. I was alone because I had gone to the docks too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I could have sworn Trogdor was there with me, but if not, it's fine.
No, I think him and I were getting drunk. That was the night we got super fucking drunk and like tore up his door and shit.
Alright, that was
I think. Am I right?
No, I think when you tore up his door and stuff, that was in Drake's Landing.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eric, was I alone?
I'm trying to think back. I have this nagging feeling that for some reason Aya might have actually been with you,
That might have been it.
but I'm not sure. You know what? Let me see if I can get a hold of Becca. She said she was like on her way soon, so phone a friend here.
Yeah. Find out. Because I'm curious. Because that would be kind of nice if you were with somebody.
Well, I'm like confident I was. I just don't remember who.
Yeah, I think let's.
You would want all day Saturday session. What?
What?
Were you sneakily sneaking them out of there?
Some shit was falling off my suitcase. I just don't want to throw it away. And I said I would in that.
And I was giving him the brown hand.
So, Maya was
Maya was what?
indeed with Bungdo during the initial Tusk encounter.
Okay.
Tuskwood?
Tuskwood.
Tuskwood.
Close.
How pissed do you think they'd get if I called them that?
So yeah, what's going on?
What time is it in game?
Probably like 2:30.
It's high noon.
Lego to. Let's go find a boat that's sailing out tomorrow.
Okay. So to the docks.
All right, to the docks. So you walk. It's probably a good half hour, 45 minutes to the docks. No matter which direction you go, there are actually docks in several different directions from where you are. But yes, so you make your way down to the, and looking around, you see a number of like trade vessels, like barges, that kind of stuff. Yeah. You don't see any passenger vessels immediately, but there is a sort of posted kind of near the closest sort of entrance from the main roadway. So as you, yeah, well, if you would like to check that, I said, you might find some.
Yeah, let's check it.
Okay.
Got any place?
What?
Spice?
What?
Spice?
Spice?
You spice? Spice?
Um,
Egg whites.
Indeed. Looking around on the list, see a number of like kind of job posting, lots of that kind of stuff. People looking, and looks as though there are a couple of potential vessels that could carry you off in the general direction that you're looking for. They don't have full itineraries planned out, but as far as vessels that seem to be heading in a generally northwest direction, you've got the Fly and the Umbra.
Flying the what?
Umbra.
That one sounds cooler. Let's go with that one. I don't want to sail on a fly. I feel like that boat would sink just because of its name.
I would like to go to the Fly. Fuck it. We'll go to the Umbra.
Umbra hold.
Okay.
Okay. So to the Umbra.
Okay. And yeah, it does have a dock number and everything, so it's relatively easy once you get your bearings to find the location of the Umbra. After another 10-minute walk down the docks just to get to that point, see a somewhat large, looks like a passenger vessel made of a almost grayish stained with bluish white sails, mostly raised and essentially not being used as they are in port, but you can see the kind of bluish tint sails, the grayish wood from which the ship is crafted, and a number of what look like wrought iron trim pieces around all windows, and seems like a rather finely made ship. Certainly, certainly a pricey vessel. And as you approach, you see a pair of figures standing just off the gangplank that leads up on the deck of the ship. One of them, let's see, is an elf, and the other, slightly taller, more imposing figure, is a dragonborn.
Oh. What color skin?
Let's see.
Black. Is it-
Yes, actually, it is a black dragon.
Oh.
Like my brother? Earth all in disguise?
You don't know.
Approach him. Ask about the boat.
All right. So yes, you approach, and you just hear them discussing, from the sound of it, just some snooty passenger who's being a pain in the ass. And yes, you approach, and what do you do as they're in the middle of their conversation?
Hello there, fellow Dragonborn. Would you by chance know where we can hire a boat to your hall?
So as you approach, having said that, and I'm just picturing it exactly that way.
Yep.
Hello, fellow Dragonborn.
Yup. I'm Tiberius Stormwind from Laconia. That is definitely like very. That's what Dragonborn seem to be, though.
Maybe it's just the people that play them.
It could be.
Anyway, the conversation pauses. You see the elven male kind of just look confusedly over his shoulder at you. The black dragonborn lifts, and as Trugger approaches, he can tell this is a female dragonborn.
Oh,
Oh boy.
She kind of raises her gaze and just going back to Yordhall.
yes, I'd like to introduce my friend to family, and we have some business over there as well.
I see. Well, Yordhall is on the itinerary, but we'll of course have to make a few stops first. But, I think we could arrange something.
About how long of a trip, including the stops, and how much would it cost?
She kind of consults this sheet that she just kind of has on hand. You can see as she's looking at it, it's got like a list, current passenger in the itinerary, and says, well, we'll be stopping over in just overnight, and then looks like we'll have to make our way back up to Perrin for a quick stop. And from there, we'll just go straight across and find ourselves back in Yordhall. Should probably be, and she's kind of crunching the numbers in her head, just under 2 weeks.
I almost forgot about this. Such a long journey. And how much
We were
would that cost?
magically teleported here. And what was the first place we were stopping at?
Helmfirth.
So we're going north around the island. Or, not island, but north around the continent.
I mean, you're at the southern tip of the continent, so if you're going to stay around this continent, you'd have to go north.
Right, but I mean, we're going like the northeast.
Northwest.
Northwest.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. I see.
Yeah, because Yordhall is across the ocean to the west.
Oh, okay.
It's essentially right across the way from Perrin.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Let me go always take a boat back.
Well,
Did
we
I
could
cut
always- Huh?
Did I cut out?
You could take a boat back.
Perrin?
Oh. Oh yeah, we could stop in Perrin and check on, oh god. I already
Blackwell?
forgot. Well, we could check on Blackwell, but we could also check on, God damn it. What was Jake's name?
Gerald?
Yeah, Gerald.
Yeah. Let's see how he's doing.
Does he ever plan on playing again?
I don't think so.
Or
So, but yeah, we could potentially check on him, and then also check on Blackwell. Plus,
Alright,
we
so-
could find some adventure in Helmfirth.
what?
You could find what?
Something to do in Helmfirth. Some adventure, something.
Probably won't be there very long.
No.
Okay, so at this point, the female dragonborn is just kind of like tapping her claws on the clipboard. Like, so, what do you think?
Sounds good. How much would it cost?
And she's like, how many people?
4?
Cox doesn't count.
Or yeah. How much would it cost for my friend here as well?
Interesting. Not had one of those on board.
We have combat experience as well, so we can also serve as a guard.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Suppose 15 gold apiece?
Oh. Even for my little friend here.
I'll charge you the pet fee for that one. That's 5.
Okay.
So
I've got enough for us.
65 total.
That is 65 total. What'd you say, Brown?
So I have enough for us. The two of us. What about Akta? Is she coming or are we just leaving her here?
She seems to have just kind of disappeared into the city.
The Shasirs have found her.
Could be. You don't know.
We don't know. But I got the dagger before she disappeared.
And that's what matters.
Yep.
Alright, when do we need to pay?
Probably now.
Say half up front, half when we get there.
Okay.
I'll just hand her the full 20 gold for me and Keck.
Okay. So then you gotta come up with, say, another 12
Wait, for what?
for
You're
the
only-
half.
Oh. I was just-
Somebody?
Oh, the other half for us. Don't we have the treasure?
I was just gonna pay my 15.
Yeah, that's fine. That'll cover it. Then it's just a balance of redo when you make it to Yordhall.
I'll just toss in the 15 when we get there then.
Yeah. I paid my full 15.
Okay. So then she says, "All right, well, be ready to sail at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we'll of course each have your own cabins."
Okay.
Oh, and I didn't catch your name. My name's Frogdoor.
She holds out a hand and says, "Malaris." She takes your hand.
I like pull it up a little bit and kiss the back of her hand.
All right. And for those of you taking notes, that is her name.
And the name of the ship was
The Umbra.
All right.
All right. And yeah, as Trogdor kisses her hand, she sort of smirks. Doesn't well, she doesn't really seem to give too much away with reaction.
Playing hard to get. I got 2 weeks to try.
Oh my god. Something tells me your ass is gonna be overboard a couple times in 2 weeks. So we have secured passage
You have
tomorrow.
And yeah, I think that would probably be a good place to leave off for tonight, just for the sake of having another campaign to run as well.
Yep.